After 25 years working in leadership development and 5 years research on my DBA, I thought I ought to produce something useful out of it, and actually Connected Leadership has emerged from that research and that experience. The internet and the proliferation of internet-based devices is creating an environment where information is readily accessible pretty much to everybody at any time. And in that world, organisations are having to adjust to become more transparent, more agile, more flexible in dealing with local market conditions, changing consumer needs, and the transparency of information that consumer bases share around the globe. And so Connected Leadership is a way to help organisations create that greater agility, that quicker supply chain, that ability to make local decisions but within the framework of a coherent strategic structure. One of the case studies I worked with in my research was Inditex, which operates Zara, amongst other brands around the world. Hugely successful organisation, and they have an incredibly tight supply chain, but they have incredibly devolved decision making when it comes to stock management. What is Zara selling in each location is determined by the store teams and the store manager on a daily, weekly basis, providing feedback to and ordering what they want in terms of what's selling and what isn't selling in their local market. And this tight integration of supply chain with this localization of decision making has created an incredibly agile business model that allows them to succeed where others are struggling in high volume fashion. What was interesting on the DBA was when I was working through my own empirical research and also the work on literature and other people's research, the discipline that brought, that the DBA program brought, helped, I think, get to a more robust and reliable output in the Connected Leadership framework. And then that was reflected in the way that the Financial Times picked that up for publishing the book. I owe a debt of gratitude to the DBA program for bringing that level of discipline and rigour to the whole process. I graduated first of all from Manchester Business School in 1986 with my MBA. It was 2 years back in those days. I think the MBA has evolved over many years from being primarily analytical to being much more about the whole rounded business manager and leader. And so I think engaging with and encouraging students to think about themselves and how they lead and communicate and interact and engage with their colleagues and their teams is a critical part of any business education process. There is a high expectation nowadays of an inclusive culture, of a customer-centric culture, of a business environment which is respectful of individuals and yet has tremendous shared purpose and direction.